My mother was young when she had me. At only 18, she was married with a newborn. In that order, I think. She soon divorced my father. I have no memories of them together in the same place. She remarried quickly and had my little sister, who would be my very best friend. My mother divorced again, remarried quickly, and had my little brother, who I haven't really known since he was 3. She divorced her third husband before I was 11, tearing her children apart. We were all split up to live states away from each other. My baby brother, my little sister, and I were never reunited under one roof as children. My siblings left to live with their fathers, but my mother kept me. She remarried, and she divorced. Following the first 3 marriages, I was neglected. My mother's priorities were finding the next man. My mother would find a boyfriend, we would move in, they would break up, we would move out, and we would switch towns. My mother would find another boyfriend. We would move in, they would break up, we would move out, we would switch towns. Multiply that by about 5, and I continued to be neglected. Then finally, like my siblings before me, she moved away, from me this time. Even though I refused to move again, even though I had put down some type of roots, no matter how shallow, she still moved on, moving away from me. More than neglect, I had felt abandoned. It seemed really easy for her to leave me. Not yet out of school, I was left in a small town to depend on a few friends whose parents also pitched in. For so many years, I've searched for something, anything my mother has taught me. How could she have had the time to teach me anything? When I remember the mom of my childhood, I remember her either sleeping or rushing out the door. She was always so busy. Busy marrying, or finding a boyfriend, or moving, or going out while I stayed home alone at night, or working her ass off at the next job because she, again, had lost the last one. Where were the lessons? What could I have truly learned from all of that? I thought my mom taught me to be a good mother, seriously, because I was going to be the exact opposite of her. My years and years worth of anger were going to pay off big time with me being exactly unlike her. I can clearly remember saying out loud that being the opposite of her is going to make me a great mom, but it really exhausted me. Being the exact opposite of my mother, I martyred myself with my first child. Talk about the hovering mother. My child would not know 1 second of life without me being there for him, not one whimper before he would be scooped up, and not one owie that wouldn't be taken care of by me and no one else. When I became a mother for the second time, I relaxed a little. But the anger was still there, and now it was beginning to surface in a way unfamiliar to me. It couldn't be seen, but my muscles are spinning like those toys where you push and push and push the button until the wheel spins so hard that the sparks shoot off out of control. One day when I was eating cheese and crackers, I wondered if the knife I was using would stop the spinning. I wondered, if I jabbed this knife into my thigh, would that make the spinning stop? That's when my husband and I agreed I should talk to someone. I uncovered lessons from my mother in the most unusual way. First lesson, my mother taught me about mental illness. Through therapy, I learned about several conditions my mother could be suffering from, and was able to let a lot of the anger and frustration spill away. I learned how a toxic past, never treated, can leave a lifetime of heartache in its wake. It was possible my mother was using the only tools she had. What tools weren't stripped away from her during her abusive childhood? So my mother taught me about people that are really trying to do the best they can. Truly the best they're actually capable of. Considering her only childhood, I believe my mother was doing her best. And the farther I get away from the anger and the hurt, the more certain I become. My mother taught me about setting boundaries and standards. The next step was to know where the boundaries were in our present relationship, and I had to set the standard for that relationship. For so long, I was so furious about the past, and I kept looking for her to do something to fix it. Not anymore. I was ready to do this for myself and let go of the angry child still waiting on my mother to do it for me, waiting for her to do the impossible, to change the past. I even stopped waiting for her to apologize. So my mother taught me to look inside myself, find the strength and courage to find my own peace, and not depend on her or anyone else to do that for me. My mother taught me to take risk. When you change, most people will accept the kind of new you. Others might move away. And if you're really fortunate, they'll embrace you, moving in closer than before. And I'm happy to say that I've been fortunate. We were both fortunate. My mother really has changed for the better throughout the years. It often makes me sad that my mother has never sought help that could make her mind healthier than she could ever imagine. Help to begin healing the toxic buildup from a devastating childhood. I've encouraged her to speak to someone, but I can't make her, and I can't heal her. I have to accept that she may never seek therapy. Because of that, I have learned another important lesson from my mother. If you care about someone, you have to meet them where they are. How? How could I get those values out of that childhood? It doesn't matter anymore. What matters is that they are in me, and mostly because of her. I don't know if she understands, but all the things she never said have created a stronger me. All of the things she never said helped me to be able to even slightly understand her, to be able to deal with her, and to continue to move past some of the lingering hurt I still feel. The hurt is mine, and the healing is my responsibility. I've listened over the years to all the things my mother never said. A treasure of tools learned in an unconventional way. Do your best. Take risk. Set standards. Meet people where they are. Make peace. And I will add, be compassionate and be vulnerable. Priceless lessons, and I'm the proud owner. And because of my mom, I have them to pass on to my children.